One dark and foggy night, a group of young brave adventurers were heading towards a town known as legendary and frightening. The town was full of dark stories told among the locals for centuries. According to some, mysterious events were happening in the depths of the town. For others, even the silence that embraced the night was creepy. The young people surrendered to their adventurousness and set out on this journey to solve the mysteries of the town. When their cars stopped at the entrance of the town, the insidious atmosphere of the town surrounded them. The streets were empty, the windows were black and empty, the lights were not on. Every step made their hearts beat faster. They headed to see an old inn located in the middle of the town. The inn must once have been a lively and cheerful place, but now it stood abandoned and ghostly. The door creaked and a cold wind hit their faces as they stepped inside. Old paintings on the walls and worn furniture evoked ghosts of the past. Suddenly, a scream was heard. The hearts of the young people seemed to stop. However, the source of the sound quickly became unclear and then disappeared completely. Without hesitation, the young people continued to investigate. As they moved along the corridor, their attention was caught by the strange symbols and inscriptions adorned on the walls. It was impossible to understand their meaning, but it gave off a frightening feeling. They discovered a chamber in the depths. The door opened silently, and when they entered, they saw a chair in the middle of the room, under the light of a candle. The figure sitting on the chair was hidden in the shadows. He slowly rose from the chair and stepped towards the young people. His face was covered. Only his shining eyes were visible. Many of the young people retreated in fear. However, someone who was brave dared to step forward and pulled the veil off the figure. After a moment's hesitation, the figure's face was revealed. Old skin pulled over the bones of a skeleton. The voice coming from the figure's mouth spoke in a breathtaking voice. "Welcome, brave strangers trying to break the town's curse. But there is no turning back now. You will stay here forever." The screams of the young people pierced the silence of the town. The doors began to close, the windows shook. The town's dark forces began to take over them. The screams and prayers of the young people were in vain. They were now residents of the town, imprisoned forever as part of the curse. When the sun rose in the morning, the scary atmosphere of the town was still present. But this time, what was roaming the streets of the town was not what young people were looking for, but what they were avoiding. A group of investigators had come to town to track down the missing teenagers. They bravely moved forward to unravel the dark mysteries deep within the town. With every step, they felt like they were fighting the town's curse. As they made their way through the abandoned corridors of the inn, they saw walls covered with strange symbols and writings. These symbols were felt to represent an ancient power, but it was impossible to understand exactly what was happening. When they entered a room, they found a chair in the middle of the room and a candle next to it. However, the chair was empty and there were signs that the candle had burned out. When they examined the room, they saw a note on the wall. "Do not look for signs of dark forces here. Exploring a cursed town means that you face great danger." The researchers carefully read the note and decided to proceed deeper into the town. But with every step, the town's curse surrounded them more and more. It was as if the town was breathing and sucking them in. Finally, they found a cursed temple in the heart of the town. The temple was old and worn out, but still had a strong atmosphere. As the investigators stepped inside, a voice was heard. The voice came from deep within the town, like the whisper of a ghost. The voice asked, "What are you doing here?" asked. Researchers said they were here to solve the town's mysteries. But the voice just smiled and said, "The town's curse must last forever. You two have become a part of it now." Suddenly, the temple began to shake and strange lights emanated from the walls. The researchers screamed and tried to escape, but the curse caught them. The dark forces of the town had now captured them too, and so the town's curse continued forever. The town was now a world between the living and the dead, cursed and forgotten. The town's curse continued for years. All outsiders were drawn into the dark mysteries deep within the town and became part of the curse. Fear and despair in everyone's hearts filled the town's atmosphere and prevented them from escaping the curse that trapped them like ghosts. However, a legend was circulating about the town's curse. According to legend, in a cave deep in the town, there was a way to reach the source of the curse. However, this path was so dangerous that few people dared. One day, a brave traveler came to town to find out if the legend was true. His name was Caleb, and he had adventures in other cursed places in the past. Caleb was determined to solve the town's mysteries and end the curse. As Caleb wandered the streets of the town, he felt the curse of the town. With every step he took, he felt dark forces pulling towards him. However, he moved forward with determination and began to investigate to find the source of the curse. The deeper he went, the more he realized that the town's curse grew stronger. However, Caleb remained determined and pushed forward to reach the roots of the curse. Finally, he reached the cave that represented the source of the curse. The cave was dark and dangerous, but Caleb stepped forward. With each step, the power of the curse grew more intense and shook him. Deep within the cave, he found the true source of the curse. An ancient seal represented an ancient spell that trapped dark forces. Caleb bravely decided to break the seal and mustered his strength to end the curse. However, when he broke the seal, the power of the curse was released and enveloped Caleb. Caleb was sucked into the curse and lost forever along with the town's curse. However, Caleb's sacrifice caused the town's curse to end. The cursed town was now free, and the dark shadow of the curse no longer loomed over it. In memory of Caleb, a monument was erected deep within the town, and his bravery became legendary. And thus, the dark days of the town ended, and it began to live in peace and tranquility. Caleb's sacrifice symbolized his fight to end the town's curse. But reaching the source of the curse made Caleb pay the price. His courage and sacrifice would be forever remembered by the people of the town. After the town's curse ended, the town began to revive. Houses were repaired, streets came to life again, and the town regained its former vitality. However, the traces of the past were still deep, and the townspeople could not forget the dark days they lived through. Legends about the town's curse faded into oblivion over time. But Caleb's courage and sacrifice would live on forever in the town's history. To keep his memory alive, a monument was erected in the depths of the town, and a ceremony was held every year to commemorate the end of the curse. The people of the town found hope again thanks to Caleb's sacrifice. Now the dark days were left behind, and the town continued to live in peace and tranquility. But they always kept Caleb's memory alive and were inspired by his courage. And so, the cursed town was reborn and worked together to erase the traces of the past. Caleb's sacrifice brightened their future, and the townspeople became closer to each other, learning from the dark days they lived through.